Each night, as the sun dips below the horizon, a silent guardian takes its place in the sky. The moon, a ghostly lantern, perfectly round, hovering in quiet majesty above our world. It reflects the light of the sun, but its influence on Earth goes far deeper than illumination. It pulls at our oceans. It slows our rotation. It regulates life in ways most people never realize. And yet, few of us stop to wonder, could the moon ever leave us? Could we wake up to a world where that familiar disk no longer hangs in the sky? It's more than just an academic question. The moon is deeply entangled with Earth's evolution, environment, and the rhythm of life itself. To imagine Earth without it is to imagine an entirely different planet, a world eerily familiar, yet profoundly changed. So let us journey into one of the most fascinating thought experiments in planetary science. What would it mean to lose the moon, and how close are we to that reality? Long ago, before the continents had formed, before oceans cooled the planet's surface, a titanic impact occurred in the inner solar system. A young Earth, still molten, still forming, was struck by a Mars-sized body scientists call Theia. The collision was so violent that it blasted molten rock and vaporized debris into orbit around Earth. From that chaos, something beautiful emerged. Over millions of years, that debris ring cooled and coalesced, forming the moon. Unlike Earth, the moon lacks a dense iron core, evidence that it was born from Earth's outer layers. This unique origin explains why our moon is unusually large compared to Earth. It's not just a satellite, it's a fragment of our planet, reborn. And from that rebirth began a gravitational relationship unlike any other in the solar system. One that would bind Earth and moon together for billions of years until the bond is tested. The moon does more than orbit Earth. It shapes Earth. Through the force of gravity, it pulls on the oceans, causing tides to rise and fall in rhythmic cycles. These tides aren't just background noise. They've carved coastlines, nurtured tidal ecosystems, and even influenced early life on Earth. But tides have a secret. Because Earth spins faster than the moon orbits, the tidal bulges are dragged slightly ahead of the moon. These bulges pull forward on the moon, giving it a tiny energy boost. That energy is transferred into the moon's orbit, causing it to drift farther from Earth, about 3.8 centimeters each year. As this happens, Earth's rotation slows. Long ago, a day on Earth lasted only 5 hours. Now it's 24. In the far future, it will be even longer. This gradual slowing and drifting is subtle but profound. It's a cosmic give and take, and it raises a haunting question. Could this process end in separation? Under current physics, the moon cannot naturally fly away from Earth. Despite drifting farther each year, it is still gravitationally bound, deeply so. For the moon to escape, it would need to reach what's called escape velocity, roughly 11,000 kilometers per hour relative to Earth. At its current pace, it would take longer than the universe is expected to last for the moon to escape on its own. But there are hypothetical, and sometimes terrifying, ways this relationship could end early. A massive asteroid could strike the moon with enough force to destabilize its orbit. This wouldn't necessarily send it flying into space, but it could shatter it into pieces or cause it to spiral inward or out. Some fragments might rain down on Earth. Others might form a new ring system or slowly drift away into the void. Or imagine a rogue planet, an interstellar wanderer, passing through the solar system. Its gravity could disrupt the Earth-Moon system, pulling the moon away, altering its orbit dramatically, or even sending it hurtling toward Earth. And then there's the wildest possibility of all, technological interference. Future civilizations might mine the moon, hollow it out, or even attempt to move it, intentionally or accidentally, altering its orbit in ways that could be catastrophic. Unlikely? Yes. Impossible? Not entirely. Let's imagine the impossible. Tonight, without warning, the moon disappears. No explosion, no debris, just gone. The first change would be darkness. Nights would become significantly darker. The moon reflects sunlight onto Earth, especially during the full moon. Without it, nocturnal life would be disrupted. Migratory birds that navigate by moonlight, coral that spawn in sync with the lunar cycle, and predators that rely on moonlit hunting grounds, all would suffer. Next come the tides. With the moon gone, Earth would still have solar tides, caused by the sun, but they would be dramatically weaker. Coastal environments would shrink. Tidal pools would vanish. Countless species that evolved in sync with the lunar tides would face extinction. The longer-term effects are even more disturbing. Without the moon's stabilizing gravity, Earth's axial tilt, the angle that gives us seasons, would begin to wobble chaotically. It could swing wildly over thousands to millions of years, from nearly 0 degrees, no seasons, to over 80 degrees, extreme seasons. One hemisphere could bake under endless summer, while the other freezes under eternal winter. This climatic chaos would destroy many current ecosystems. Crops would fail, weather patterns would shift. Humanity might survive, but civilization as we know it would be tested. Beyond physics, beyond biology, lies something more profound: the emotional, cultural, and philosophical loss. For over 100,000 years, humans have gazed up at the moon and drawn meaning from its presence. It has inspired calendars, myths, rituals. We've written poems to it, painted it, sung to it. Our ancestors believed it controlled fate, madness, and fertility. And perhaps they weren't entirely wrong. Modern science has shown that human sleep cycles are influenced by the moon's phases. Lunar gravity affects groundwater. Moonlight impacts behavior. Even now, in the age of satellites and smartphones, the moon exerts its quiet influence. Without it, we would lose a mirror, not just of sunlight, but of ourselves. A constant in a changing sky, a link to every person who ever lived and looked up in wonder. Its absence would not just alter the world, it would change what it means to be human. The good news? We aren't losing the moon anytime soon. Eventually, billions of years from now, the moon will reach a point where Earth's rotation matches the moon's orbit. This is called tidal locking. At that point, one side of Earth will always face the moon, just as the moon already shows us only one face. Earth days will be much longer, around 47 current Earth days, and the moon will sit fixed in one part of the sky. But this quiet standoff won't last forever. Roughly 5 billion years from now, our sun will expand into a red giant. In the process, it may engulf Earth and the moon. The delicate dance of tides, orbits, and tilt will end, not with a bang, but with a cosmic embrace. In this sense, we will lose the moon, not through violence or accident, but through the inevitable evolution of stars and systems. Even the moon must one day return to the stars. The moon is more than just a rock in the sky. It's a stabilizer of climates, a regulator of time, a silent architect of life itself. To lose it, even in thought, is to confront how delicate Earth's balance truly is. So the next time you look up and see that pale disk drifting over the treetops or shining down on the ocean's waves, remember, it is not merely a satellite. It is a guardian, a timekeeper, a relic of our birth. And it reminds us that even in the vast, cold void of space, some things endure, quietly shaping everything they touch.